What can you do in Canva? You've probably wondered that, right? You're curious about this tool. You hear about it from a lot of people. Well, I got news for you. You can do way more than you probably expect. And even more than that, there's a lot of tools in there that people don't even realize you can use for free. So in this video, I'm going to show you 3 tools that you can use in Canva that you aren't using yet, but you probably should be. Let's get started. All right, so you've heard about Canva. You know I love Canva. I use it all the time. But maybe you're not that familiar with it, or maybe you're using it. But I'll bet you're not using these 3 tools we're going to talk about, because most people don't know they're there. I didn't know they were there until fairly recently. Actually, one of them I didn't know was there at all until Sunday. So let's talk about some things that you can use in Canva that you're probably not using, but you're going to want to. All right, let's get right into this because this is a really good one. We're going to have fun with this. So let's switch here. So what I'm going to be showing you is in Canva in the browser version, but however, it works in the desktop version just as well. And by the way, did you know you can use the desktop version or the browser version for free also? It's pretty sweet. I mean, yes, I do pay for it, so you're going to see some things that might look a little different than they do when you're going into Canva. But I pay for it just because I so love this tool. I want them to keep working on it. So I'm putting my couple of pennies every month towards them so that they can keep doing this. But you don't have to do that. This is everything we're going to talk about tonight. As of when I record this video, you know, everything can change. But as of when I recorded this video is free. Okay, so let's get started. So I'm going to get started by just going into one of my existing things because we're not building tonight. I'm just showing some cool stuff. So the first thing, numero uno, is integrations. I'll bet you didn't know that there's a ton of integrations that are available inside of Canva. So when you, to get to it here, let's start from the beginning. Let's make it easier on you. Okay, so when you come in, you'll either have something or not here, you know, depending on whether or not you've started. You can use it for free without creating an account, but if you create an account, then you can save stuff. So I highly recommend doing that. Excuse me, Murphy, would you please not make that noise right now? Thank you very much. We were having a dance party and he's bummed now because we stopped dancing. Okay, so then you go in, right? So this is something that I had, you know, actually this is what I use for this show today. But you can start from scratch too. But what I want to show you, so you come over here to the side. This is where all of the features are. They're over on this side here. And what you're going to want to do is come down to where it says more, all the way down at the bottom. Okay, and that's how you get to the integrations. There's, I mean, an unbelievable amount of stuff, right? You can do charts, you can connect to Pixabay, you can use emoji. Like, I mean, this is how easy it is, right? Select emoji and you say, okay, I want eyes on my picture. And boom, you got eyes in your picture. So super, super easy. But there's other things. I mean, I know not everybody's into the emojis. So you can connect it to Facebook. You can connect it to Google Maps, to YouTube, to Dropbox, Instagram. Did I say Google Drive already? Giphy. You can also connect to other third-party tools like Flickr, Box, HubSpot, Pictron. I don't even know what that one is. And this list is expanding all the time. So if there's something that you've ever thought, oh, gee, it would be really cool, or if you're using any of these tools and you're looking to get more mileage out of them, this would be a great way to do it. And it is super, super easy. Just as an example, I'll show you. So like if you wanted to include a YouTube video or YouTube art that you've already got out there, you can connect to your YouTube channel. Just come up here and search for, don't use other people's stuff. I don't know what, this I don't like. They should not have shown you other people's stuff because you shouldn't use other people's stuff. Use your stuff. I should be able to spell you're a tech coach. Oh, here, so there we go. So you search, what do you know? That's my stuff, right? So let's say that I wanted to, instead of just having this, you know, piece here be blank in the center, I could have brought in, you know, a piece of art from a previous show and resized it. Now, you know, because this is something I would use as a title, it would be, you know, it wouldn't be a video, but hang on. There's other cool stuff you can do with this. Let me just show you this piece first and then we'll do that. Right, and then let's see, we would do this and this and this and select this and position and move these. Oh, Okay, well, how about we do it this way? There's other ways to do things in this. So we'll select this one and we'll say position and we'll go backward, 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 and boom, right? So now I've got this looking like something. So, I mean, think about it, you know, you could put, you know, your product, you could put your show in there, like there's all kinds of stuff. So it's just that easy. That's really what I wanted to show you. Like all I had to do was click on YouTube, search for my stuff and bring it up and boom, we're ready to go. And that's number one. Like that, there's all of this cool stuff. And the only limit on how you use it is literally your imagination, because there's a lot of cool stuff here. All right, so let's go on to number two, which we can do right from here. The other thing is, which most people don't notice, even though it's sitting right up here in the corner for you, right? You can animate. You can animate static stuff on the page. So like, okay, so like I said, this is the typical kind of thing I do. Here, we'll take this out of here. We don't need this for now. So right, this is, if you came in and you saw this video, this was the title card for the video, which is fine, perfectly wonderful. But let's say that I wanted to use it on social media, or I wanted to put it on my website and I wanted to jazz it up a little bit. I wanted it to become more eye-catching. I don't have to change a thing. This is exactly the art I created. And yes, I said art. Your mileage may vary. Okay, the graphic. We'll call it graphic instead of art, okay? So you just come up here and you say animate. And over here, you've got a bunch of different options. Now, again, I am paying for the pro version, so you may not have exactly the same number of options, but you do have some options. And you can test drive them. So right now it's none, right? But if you wanted to have it fly in blocks, okay? So you see how the text came in blocks there. As soon as I did this over here on the right side, let me go back to none. So when this is just a static image, right, you've got download as an option up here on the right. As soon as I go in and I start playing with these animations, it already says, okay, well, this would be a 5-second animation. You're using block, and it changes this. Like it shows you here that it's 5 seconds. You can, you know, do a little test drive to see how long that would, how long that animation actually runs. And then when you come down here, it's going to automatically suggest to you that, hey, you know, you've added animations to this. You probably want it as an MPEG as opposed to before when I said, it's got none on it, yeah. When I said download, and it suggested a PNG. Right? So, I mean, it's doing a lot of the thinking for you, making your life so much easier just by doing that kind of stuff. So here, we'll just play with some other ones. So we did block, breathe. It just kind of all eases in, you know, expands. So if you're looking for a very calming type approach, that would be good. If you wanted to fade in, you can do a pan. I mean, you know, literally you can just sit here and play with these things. And you get all these little different pieces, you know, flying in. And what it's doing, if you're curious, is it's treating each one of these blocks. You see the little blue line that shows around it? It's treating this as a container element, right? So I put the little logo here, right? Because I always hide the logo somewhere on my title card. It just amuses me. And then there's the background picture for this. So what it's doing is it's actually taking each one of those individual pieces, right, and giving it some action. And you're not having to decide anything. It's doing it all for you, right? You can tumble in. You can do a photo zoom. So these all these pieces zoomed in, but really the one in the background had the most. You got the flow, so the background picture is flowing because that's the photo. You can have the photo rise into the image. And this is for free. I mean, if you've never done this kind of stuff, this takes a lot of effort if you're doing it in a graphics tool. And see, like, you know, that one didn't work so well. So that's why you're going to want to test them. Although it did when I fixed it, to see it's traveling too much. So if I really wanted to use this, I would need to adjust the screen. So like I would need to like make this background go back a little bit more and position some things differently. But that's why you test it to see which one looks best, right? That's kind of cool. I mean, that would catch people's attention, right? As they're scrolling through looking at stuff, that would definitely say, whoa, what just happened there? There's this one. Electronic. So yeah, so there's, you know, some of them are going to work better than others depending on how your graphic is laid out, but you can very quickly cycle through these and figure out which one you like. Wow, that's really going to get people's attention. Okay, that's too flashy for me. Yeah, so again, depending on the pieces in your graphic and how you've got things laid out, one of these will work better than others. John's entertained by this, right? I think like this one, that would get people's attention. That's not something you see all the time on any of the socials. So there's that. And then once you've done this, you can just download it as the MPEG and go ahead and use it wherever you want. Now, the odds are you're probably not going to use this for a title card. I'm going to set this back to none. And that's like, I've done all these things to it. And if I decide I don't like it, you just set it back to none and it goes back to what it was. Right? So if you come down here just to prove it, it's a PNG again. So probably not going to do it for that, but I create a promo card that's sized for Instagram every single time. And this is where you're really probably more likely going to use it because, hey, social is where all these kinds of different things are showing up. And hang in there because I've got another really good one, which I was really excited. The one I found on Sunday, I'm like, oh my God, why didn't I think of this? So, when you think about this kind of stuff, as people are scrolling through Instagram, this might catch their eye if they otherwise might have flown by it. Not that I expect anybody to fly by my Instagram posts, but it could happen by mistake, right? So by picking one of these things, you have, like I said, you have no idea how much time and effort it would take to do this in a graphics tool. And all I had to do is come in here and pick an option. And again, up here, it's all set. I just download it, MP4, and it's good to go wherever it is I want. So that's 2. So this is the one that made me decide that I had to do the show this week, because I actually had another idea, and I'll do that show another time. But I've been looking at TikTok like one does. And I've been thinking that maybe I would do it, but I'm not gonna do the dances and the challenges and stuff. Like that's not me, that's not my content. But I'd still like to do something a little different. And so I've been playing with some things to see, okay, I don't want to spend 5 hours editing a video and throw it on TikTok. I don't have the time for that. So I'm looking for something that I can add into my workflow that's going to be, pretty easy to do. And then I thought about, well, why don't I look in Canva and see if they've got anything? So, oh my goodness, yes. Let me let me show you. So I went in here and I said, let's just take a shot and say, okay, TikTok. And sure enough, TikTok video, TikTok end frame, TikTok magazine cover, TikTok background, TikTok in feed ad. So yes, you can create your TikToks in here. And this, obviously this is right in my wheelhouse because I spend most of my time doing social stuff here in Canva. So I was like, okay then. So let's open something up and see what we got to choose from. And as usual, right, Canva's always got our back. Here's a ton of starting points. Now, obviously, you're not going to take something like this and just put it on your site, but it's a great way to start off because, as I've shown you before in other videos, which you can go check, you can go ahead and just take something and then change out the elements, right? So let's just flip through here and see. I keep getting lost. I will say that this is a bit of a time suck because I do get lost in this. Let's see. So how about, all right, let's try this one. This will use John, because that's sure as hell not what I'm going to use, right? But here we go. We've got this, and it looks like it's got, does it have multiple pages? What's going on here? So, okay, we've got different videos that we can use, or, okay, so what it's doing is it's taking different video clips and using it. Okay, so this is not my kind of thing, right? So that's easy enough because I'll just go here and let's see. Let's find a photo of, let's just do technology. Just do tech, right? So, all right, maybe I would do this instead. Okay, so already it looks different, right? I don't know that I love that so much. How about that? Oh yeah, I like that even better, but I don't know that it really talks to my audience. So let's keep trying. What else do we have to choose from? And now remember that not only though I'm looking at images right now, but you can actually use, now this is mostly pro, no, they do have some free ones now. Ooh, sweet. Again, because I'm paying for the pro version, I can use all the assets for free, but ooh, this is kind of cool. Hey, that's kind of neat. But even if you're just sticking with the free, if you find something that you like, this is free, okay, so pro. So you would be, I think most of these things are like $1 if you decide that this is what you would want to use, but you're not paying for the monthly, you could go ahead and do this. So, hey, this is totally, I could do something here. I could say, hello world, right? and be ready to go. And then I could take the next one, and add another page. So I could just do this, right? Or I could, add more content to it. I could add more frames to it, whatever makes me happy. So let's start with let's say that, well, maybe we'll make this one first. Can I do that? I should be, I probably have to do it this way. There we go. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see what I'm doing. Okay. So yeah, so this has got multiple pages on it, and down here is where you can add the pages. I'm assuming I can delete. Yes, I can delete the lady that, I'm sure she's lovely, but it doesn't really work with my stuff. Okay, what did I just do there? Okay. So let's delete this lady because we don't really need her. Although, you know what? I'm going to keep her because I'm going to steal that element in a minute. So remember, we talked a few seconds ago about YouTube. So I could come down here to the section that says more. It's 3 dots in the word more. And I could go to YouTube, right? And I could search for me. Why I keep forgetting the first word tonight, I don't know. It's just one of those things, right? And I could say, well, suppose I wanted to promote this video. And I could put it here, and I can resize it. And let's see, maybe I'll put a photo behind it. Here, we'll just put this funky photo behind it. Come on. Try that again. There we go. Right? And so now, in my TikTok, I could have something that actually plays my video. Now, of course, it's TikTok. It's only going to be 60 seconds. So I would probably create, a little 60 or actually less than 60-second, blurb to bring in. But this is just to show you how easy it is. So I didn't have to do anything special, right? Remember, all I had to do was select YouTube and then put in my channel name, and boom, I've got this. So it would go, from here to here. And of course, this is Canva, so you could bring text in, right? And we would change it to, whoops, something else. Let's see here. Something fearlessly else? No. Well, we could just change the text. That's all we're talking about here. Let's go hello world again, because that's what we do. Right, and then we could take that one out. We could change the color, because everything that I can do in Canva is available to me here. Right, so we've got that. And just like I was just showing you before, I can animate, right? So we could do this, and we could add the animation to it. Let's see, what's a good animation for this? How about a fade? Let's try something else. There we go. Right, so we got a little action going on there. Canva is thinking of everything, right? I mean, that is pretty much, that should become my tagline, because Canva really is thinking of everything. And like I said, it's not like they're promoting this, although I think that they should. I was trying all these different things. I was in Camtasia, which I love, right? I was trying all these different places. What was the other thing? I've got this new tool that I haven't even shown you guys yet that I've been playing with. I was like, well, maybe I could do it in here, but it was taking too long. I mean, I feel like I could, in probably 5 or 10 minutes, come up with probably a couple of TikToks that I could do here, right? So got all this kind of stuff. So let's go here to her again, and let's maybe, I don't know, we'll add another photo. Actually, you know what? We'll add a photo for my uploads. How about that? So let's say, I wanted to do this photo, right? And using a hub helps your system. Let's try that, right? Now let's say, okay, maybe I'm not loving this little heart thing here, but it kind of works for this one. But maybe I want to change the text color on this, so I can do that. Maybe I want to make it bold so it stands out. I think I want it to be bigger. So again, all this stuff that you can do in anything else in Canva, you can go ahead and use here. And yes, I do leave the plastic on. I know somebody out there is like, oh my God, I want to take that off. That's part of the reason I leave it on, is because it bugs people. Hey, look, I have to amuse myself, right? So like I say, and you can just keep going and going. and add all kinds of things to it. If you add something by mistake, you can delete it. And all these things in here, all of these pieces, all these integrations that you can add, right? Maybe I want to add emoji. Let's say, we're gonna leave her, but we're gonna change her up a little bit, right? Because we're feeling goofy in this one. So you can do all kinds of stuff, and it's all built in. And if you wanted to bring in something from Facebook, if you had, I'll bet that there's some fun stuff in here. So we could do this. So you think about all those things that you see when you're looking at TikTok or any other social media, and you're like, I don't even know how they did that. But, it catches your eye, right? You know that it catches your eye. You can do this. Literally, we're talking drag and drop, a couple of searches. It is so simple. It is so straightforward. And when you're done, all you have to do is hit download. Here, I have no idea how long this is going to take because I threw a lot of stuff in it, but let's see what happens. But that's just it. I mean, it is just that easy. And these are things that I had no idea. Well, okay, the animation I knew was there. I just hadn't played with it much. But the integrations, I had heard that they do integrations. I didn't really know what that was. And then I went and looked at it, and I'm like, okay, Facebook, YouTube, all these things. Of course, that would be easy to use. And those integrations you can use, in all these places. But then when I took that and I combined it with the fact that they have templates already for TikTok, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is how I'm doing TikTok. I already know what I'm doing. I'll do some little short videos, probably just on my phone, and, upload them in here so that I can bring them in, but I can add, the text, the decoration, all that kind of stuff to it, without really having to learn the TikTok system. Maybe I'll use their system to add music to it or something. I don't know. I haven't even really done it yet. I'm going to start to play. But the point is that I can do this. I feel very comfortable with it. It's not going to take any time at all, and it's going to work. So let me show you. Actually, I'm going to restart this. So I downloaded it. It actually didn't take long to generate. And let me take the comment down. Sorry, I left your comment up there a long time, John. So it downloaded, and so this is what we just created. Right? So it says, hello world. Now, obviously, I'm going to do something better than this, but, it's coming down here, and it's got all the stuff. So let's see. So I'm guessing, too, there's probably a way to edit the time, because I want to speed up that first one. And then it should have played that. I probably did something wrong there. But I've got all this stuff here, and it's all ready to go. So, I'm just goofing around here. I'm not spending any time on it at all. We're just playing. But the reality is, it's not going to take me long. I'm going to get into a flow with this very quickly. I'll probably be able to set up 5 or 6 templates that I can just cycle through and reuse. And it's going to be all kinds of easy and definitely awesome. Thank you, John. That was perfect. Because it's not taking me any time at all. So, that's it. But since we have a little extra time, because I'm under my time here for today, so I'm going to show you one extra, right? I like to throw bonuses at you, so we're going to throw an extra bonus at you right now. 1 second, let me bring this down. So let's go back here, and so let's say this one here. I do have to figure out. I know that there's a way that this video should have played. I just messed something up because when I played with it on Sunday, it worked. So I'll figure that out. But that's okay. Let me show you this other thing that I found that I've been using another tool for. I've had to go someplace else to do it. I had no idea that I could just do this right in front. Because that's the thing. I was doing this. Well, I'll tell you what in a minute. But I've been doing this thing over and over again because I love these. But I've been going to another tool, creating it, downloading it, uploading it to Canva so that I could use it in Canva. I'm a pinhead because it's right here and I never noticed it. And some of you who know me well might have noticed it. So if you go back to more and integrations, you can create QR codes in here. How did I not know this? So you can come in here and you can put in your website. Right? And you can generate a QR code and it puts it right in the image for you. And then I could put this into my TikToks so that people can scan and go wherever it is I want to send them. Talk about, the heavens opening and the angels singing. Every time I dig around a little bit more in Canva, every time I go, gee, I wonder if, Canva does not disappoint. And not only that, but like they actually exceed my expectations on a regular basis. How they're able to do all this for free, I can't understand. That's why I pay, because I feel guilty, because I love this tool. Now, you do not have to pay. Like I said, everything I've shown you, you can do for free. And if you are not using these pieces of functionality inside this tool, you absolutely should be. If for no other reason than the fact that a lot of people aren't using them. So it will help your stuff stand out. And like that kind of animation that I was showing you, where you can make things fly in and fly out. Okay, yeah, it's not super, super complex. But I tell you what, if you were going to pay somebody to create that for you, it would cost you a fortune. I'm just telling you. So, and it would slow things up and all that. And this way, you can just come in here and you just pick it. And you say, I want it to do X, and make it do that. And it says, okay, here you go. It's coming in. The reason this is slow is because it's too big a file. And it's also, I have to figure out. I wonder if it must have downloaded it to Canva. I'll have to look and see if is it in my assets now? Let's find out. No, but the QR code is. Look at that. It adds it Oh man, I love these people. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not sharing it with you. So, yeah, so I just, okay, I can just play with this stuff. I wouldn't actually add this kind of a feature because it would take me too long to build. But then I went and realized, it's like, look, if I go into my uploads, it's put this QR code here so I can reuse this. And I didn't even ask it to. I didn't have to say save it to my, my uploads. I didn't have to do anything. It just automatically said, oh, hey, you created a QR code. That's the thing people like to reuse. Let's put it in your library for you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that kind of effort. So that's what I have for you. I hope that you will go and give them a try. I have a link, in the description if you want to go and try it out. If you do, go ahead and buy Canva Pro. They do throw me a few pennies, but this is not a sponsored video. It is not a sponsored post in any way. I'm just sharing these things because I was so excited to figure out a way that I can create TikToks very quickly. So yes, you will see me on TikTok in the not too distant future, but only because I found something that's going to make it so simple for me to do. Right? I mean, John, this is like, I'm so excited about this. There's like, it's one of those times again, where like I run across something and like now all these ideas are popping because, not only am I should be adding a little animation to some of my Instagram posts. Like that should be a regular thing. It's not the kind of thing you want to do every time. You don't want to overuse that kind of stuff. But I'm like, every fifth post or so, I should go ahead and throw a little animation in there, which is what got me thinking, gee, I wonder if they're doing anything for TikTok because they do everything else, and boom, here we are. They are doing this for me. They're doing it for you. And it doesn't cost you anything extra. Like I said, there's certain elements, if you wanted to use them, when you wanted to do search for like photos or videos or whatever, there's a subset that are free. And then there are some that if you are not a paying member, then you can pay by the element you use. So, and I really don't think I've ever, because I'm on the paid version, so it won't even show me what they cost. But I know, like, when I did this before I started paying for it every month, I was getting beautiful photography for $1. Really hard to argue with that, Plus, you don't have to, if you've got your own camera, you can go take your own photos. Same with the videos. There's some that are free, and then there are ones that you can pay for, to use. I had to tell you about this. I was so excited about it. I had to make sure you knew. So that's what I'm here for. I am letting you know that this very cool thing exists. And if you've never poked around in Canva, you certainly should. You should absolutely go and take a look at these things. And if you're doing TikTok or thinking about doing TikTok, they got you covered. How lovely is that? All right, everybody. That's what I have for you. You are always welcome to reach out if you have a question, if you want more information, if you have a topic you want me to cover. Just go here, youratechcoach.net. There's a contact form. You can let me know what your question is, what topic you want me to cover, something you want me to go deeper on. That's totally fine. If you have a question, if you have a problem and you're looking for advice and you need a fast answer, all I ask, you can go ahead and use that form. That's fine. Just let me know that you need a fast answer and let me know how to get back in touch with you so that I can. Otherwise, I have to assume that you're just giving me information for a future show, which is fine too. The best shows come from that, or from me finding cool things that I get really excited about. But don't be shy. You can always reach out and do that. If you want to know what's coming down the pike, yes, I have a mailing list. You can go ahead and you can feel free to sign up for that. All right, everybody. Hey, I'm afraid to say it because I'm just about to hit the button, but everything worked this week, unlike last week where everything fell apart. That's the way it goes. That's live streaming. That's the way technology goes. But hey, we got to win this week, so I'm going to go enjoy that, and I'm going to go feed the dog, and he'll be happy too. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you will come back again. I'm here every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time with a different topic. I hope you can come and join us live, but if not, don't worry about it. You can always always catch on the replays. If you have a question in the replays, you can go right ahead and go ahead and put it in the comments, and I'm more than happy to get back to you. And I do check the comments. I go back to old videos and check the comments. So whenever you see this, you can go ahead and reach out that way too. All right. And thank you. I didn't pay him to say that, but I do try my best to make sure that I get the answers to you as quickly as possible. All right, everybody. Thanks so much. I hope you're having a good one. I apologize, allergy season, but you know, that will end soon too. All right, we'll see you next week. Bye.